KippiAtHome.com. Welcome to my home, welcome to my channel. So glad you're joining us tonight. I'm part of participating in a challenge, making cake stands out of various elements that we have found locally. So I hope you'll stay tuned. I'm also going to make a nest, and the challenge is going to be some other ladies who are amazing YouTube creators, and that playlist, you can check it out there, and I'll also put the playlist in the description below. So let's get started. I got these round plaque mounts from Michael's, and they're about 7 inches, and with the coupon they're about $2.29 each. That was a great buy, but they did need a little bit of sanding, so I went ahead and I sanded around the edges and just kind of flattened it out. But it's going to be rustic, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Once I get it sanded, then I'm going to mount it to a candle stand that I actually bought at Hobby Lobby. I'm going to take off the little metal thing, and I want to just paint it just a wee bit and maybe actually dilute the paint and wipe some of it off, because I just want kind of a whitewash, because I want it to match these candlesticks, which are now going to be stands for my little cake stands. These little cake stands are for just display and decor. I'm not actually going to put a cake right against it, but I certainly could put a small cupcakes or a small cake on a plate and set that on there. All right, let's get started. Put a little bit of chalk paint in a cup that you can see I've already used for some painting and diluting, and I've got my chip brush in some water, and I'm going to stir it up in there, but I've already put about a couple teaspoons of water in there, so it's going to be nice and diluted. Then I'm just going to place it on the plate, wipe it and get it all the way around it, and then I'm going to wipe some off, and the last coat that I put on it, I try to go with the grain of the wood. Then I wipe a bit off and let it dry. So as I'm getting around here and getting careful to get all the little grooves around the corner, I just wanted to mention that I would love for y'all to join me on all of our challenges. Theirs are so much fun, and I will be added to these playlists, and y'all can be getting a lot of spring inspiration, because if you're like me, you might be getting the spring fever and just want to be thinking about spring and Easter and this everything in bloom. So just hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, and you will get all that inspiration delivered straight to you. I used a heat gun, a Wagner heat gun, to help speed up the drying. It only takes a few minutes, but that made it even quicker. After getting that top dry, I'm going to just take a little bit more of the edge off and just give it a quick sand across the whole thing. I want to make it a little bit rustic, and as you saw, the stands do not have a lot of paint on them, so I'm just even removing a bit more. I really want to see that grain totally in this piece. Setting those aside, I'm grabbing my candle stand, which is going to actually be the stand for my cake. So I'm just taking off that little metal part, and this is the one I got at Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to just try to find that center spot. And I did give it a measure, trying to figure it out, but you know what? It doesn't have to be totally perfect. So I used a little bit of Gorilla Glue on it after I found that center spot. Okay, after I get that glued on there, I am going to actually place a little weight on there, so just to help that get that dried. Now I'm going to my second one, same situation, where I'm just pulling out that metal part that holds the candle, and this one has a smaller surface area, so I actually have a larger area to put glue. So once again, I'm going to kind of measure and find the center of this, but it doesn't have to be 100% center, but we definitely want it to be pretty centered. So I'm going to do the best I can, and I did take a little pencil drawing around there to where I thought it would be, so I could even remeasure it to make sure. Okay guys, this is a fun part. This is a cute little nest with the 3 eggs, and I have a bunch of these with all different colored eggs in them, and I love the blue ones the best. But I can't find them. They're somewhere in my storage locker. We're getting ready to move and put our house on the market, so we put a lot of things that were in our attic in the storage locker. So I picked up this spray adhesive from the Dollar Tree for $1, and I got some sticks out of my yard, and I got some moss and some raffia and some pine straw and moss and all kinds of stuff that I already had, and some things that I picked up at the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to make them into a little nest. So I'm going to actually display that nest on top of my cake stand. Get started by taking some of that moss out, and it is a bit messy. So you might not want to do it on the kitchen table, or, put a cloth down. So I'm just going to kind of form it around, spray some adhesive on there, form it around a bit more, and start adding and, different elements to it. Just really simple, fun. Turns out beautiful. All right, I'm going to weave a few sticks out of the yard in there. Then I'm going to add in a few other elements, and I'll do a little more spraying and kind of forming it, letting it dry a little bit, help with the forming it. And then I'm going to add my moss in, and then some pine straw, and then I think a wee bit of more moss probably at the end as well. I've got my nest sitting on a piece of parchment paper, and I did that because I thought as it was drying it might stick to my newsprint, so I went ahead and put it on there, and I'm giving it just a little bit of a dry, and be very careful with that heat gun because this stuff could ignite. So I'm just trying to get that heat to start getting the glue to set. That glue is a little bit it's kind of like diluted Elmer's glue. But what is great about it is you can use it indoors. The same as the other glue that I used for the cake stands. It can be used indoors. It doesn't have that lot of, scent or whatever. My little nest turned out so cute. I can't wait to make some more. So I'm going to top him on top of my little, or sit him on top of my little cake stand, and this is the cutest thing. I feel like I just want to stop and make a whole bunch of them, but I was trying to figure out what eggs I wanted to use. I have all different colored ones. I was kind of thinking the cream, but then I really wanted to do the robin's egg blue, so I'm going to go for the blue. So I'm going to use 3 eggs, and I'm going to just put them inside the nest, and then you're going to love what I do with them next. Super pretty. I hope you'll enjoy it as much as I do. Happy spring. All right, guys, that was great fun. So now we're going to be jumping on over and seeing the next folks on the playlist, so you don't want to miss any of that inspiration. Thank you for joining me tonight, and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell, and I will see you soon.